and welcome to my channel. My name's Shell and I'm losing weight using the Slimming World plan and documenting my journey here. It's nearly the end of the year now and this has actually been the best year I've ever had on any weight loss plan ever. But I did start this channel to talk about Slimming World and how I did Slimming World and how I was getting on at Slimming World. And I'm aware recently that it hasn't been a very Slimming World content journey, and it's not going to be today. So I thought I would come on and quickly tell you about what's happened over the last 2 weeks and hopefully get back to some Slimming World content for the next video. I've talked a bit in the last couple of videos that I haven't been very well, and in the last fortnight it all came to a head. So I haven't actually been doing the plan for around about 2 weeks. Basically, about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and I don't have indigestion, I woke up in the middle of the night and my mouth was full of stomach acid and I was actually choking on it. So I got out of bed and, cleared it out and had a drink of water and then forgot about it. And I think it was a few days later I started getting problems with my throat, but because I hadn't had any trouble for the next couple of days after the acid incident, I didn't really connect the two for a while. And then it occurred to me one day that all the problems I was having was down the right hand side of my, I don't know what you call it, a tract or whatever. And I thought, I remembered about this acid thing, and I remembered I always sleep on my right hand side, so it would make sense that if this had happened in the night and it'd been lying on that side for a bit, it would have burnt all down the right hand side of my throat. So over the next 3 or 4 weeks things gradually started to get better, although it was really sore and I had a big lump in my throat. Things were gradually getting better, so I just carried on with what I was doing. But about a couple of weeks ago, all of a sudden things started to get worse, and I think it must have become infected, and I was in a lot of pain and trouble. I think the sinus at the back of my nose was perhaps the worst thing, and a lump in the throat, my right ear, and basically I had a pain going right from my nose right down into the middle of my chest here somewhere where you stop feeling when you're swallowing, and it was just terrible. So I tried to get along at the beginning and I was only eating soft foods. By this time I wasn't doing anything to do with Slimming World, and all I could manage in the morning was soft fruits, like raspberries, bananas, and I ate a lot of grapes to try and keep the sugar levels up because I couldn't eat a lot else. So at dinner time I was having soup, and because I didn't feel well enough to cook it, I was often just opening a tin of vegetable soup. And I couldn't eat anything that was a lump, so I couldn't eat corn or lumps of tofu, even beans and lentils. They were too scratchy going past my sinus on the way down, and a lot of the time I couldn't talk. Oh, it was just awful. And fortunately I had quite a few Slimming World meals in the freezer that were just soft, speedy vegetables that I could eat. So I was eating those, and I did eat a lot of pasta because I found that once I chewed it up I could swallow it. I couldn't eat rice or potatoes, anything like that, so it was really hard. I went on like this for a week thinking that I could get things to get better, and then it all came to a head really I think last weekend. So the other problem which made everything worse is that a month ago I started on HRT. I've had problems the last couple of years with menopause issues, and they've been really quite extensive. So I went onto HRT, and a lot of my friends that went onto it within a week or two, they were dancing around full of energy, marvellous. But I've had symptoms. Now, I didn't know anything about HRT really going into it, but having read up on it since, talked to people, it can be quite a long time before you get the right dose and different symptoms sorting out. So everything was going okay up until again a fortnight ago, and then I started having issues and side effects. So I was heavily bleeding for 2 weeks and haven't stopped yet. So basically, I have been to the doctors and sorted it all out since. So when I went to the doctors, he gave me antibiotics for the throat and he took a swab. He was very good actually. And I have to have a blood test, and they're changing the dose of the HRT that I'm having to try a different strength. So that should all settle down soon, but apparently there are lots of different types of HRT you can take and lots of different methods, and it's just a case of messing around with it until you find the one that suits. So when it got to last Saturday, because I wasn't eating very many calories, because most of the carbs and proteins were out, I was really down on energy, and the infection from all the throat problems was also attacking me, and losing blood for a fortnight I was feeling weak, and it just crashed. Completely crashed. On Saturday I tried to do the tea. I was supposed to be hosting a quiz, an online quiz at the night. I tried to cook the tea, and by the end of it I just had to get on the floor. I just was so sick and dizzy, and I went to bed and I didn't really get up for 2 days, and I couldn't eat anything then. I was just sipping hot water. That was about all I could manage. Anyway, since then, since I've been to the doctors, which was on Tuesday, things are really looking up. It's still going to take a little while, but everything is getting better. I can talk now, I can eat anything, I've got a lot more energy. I actually did a full day of housework yesterday, so everything is really starting to look up now, and I am back on the Slimming World plan. The first week, which was a week last Tuesday, I was too ill to go to group. I would not have been able to get there, even though it's only 10 minutes walk and back. I wouldn't have been able to get there. So I didn't go. And I went on Tuesday because we had to go and pick up a prescription anyway. It was a filthy day, pouring down with rain. It was freezing cold. So we went out, picked up the prescription and did a couple of other jobs at the doctor's. And then I just called in quick at Slimming World on the way past to get weighed. And I had lost 5 pounds, which is over the fortnight, and really down to the fact that I couldn't really eat properly. So next week I'm quite prepared to perhaps put on a little bit now that I'm back eating proper food. It's a lot heavier, so I may put on next week. I've got a lot of other things to talk about. I want to really next week get back. I've got products to show you. I want to talk about Christmas. There's lots of things I want to talk about, but I'll leave that for now, and next week I promise it will be back to Slimming World content. So I hope everybody's had a better fortnight than I've had, and I hope you've had good weight losses, and you're really enjoying the November weather, even though it's been cold, and I hope you haven't had snow like some of my friends have. But I will catch up with you next week, and I hope that you have a fantastic week ahead. I look forward to seeing you then, and I hope that you see less of me. Bye then!